Say hello when you pop on. I'm going to show you some things to do with our journal that we started. This is our little journal after it's dried. This is our journal. Got some papers here. Scissors. Okay, I'm just cutting out some numbers right now that I might need. So I think we might use a few numbers. I'm just going to show you a couple of techniques to do on our journals. I got this ribbon that's going to be our closure. And I'm going to cut it in half. This is just a scrap piece of ribbon that I have from something that I'm using for a closure. So to make our closure, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix this end first. Okay. Hey Mama, how are you? Are you feeling any better? There's my other scissors. Wonder where those went to. Okay. Make the closure in here. I'm using just a string here. These ribbons that I cut. I cut it thin. It was a wide ribbon. I cut it thin. I'm just going to take and put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to put down my ribbon. And then to that, I cut out these little paper flowers, and I cut out a different little center like this for a paper flower. I'm going to glue these together, and it's going over top of our closure. So that's the center of our flower, like that. Get the strings off of me. Are you feeling any better, Mama? I don't see no comments. Let's see if I can see comments. Where's my comments? It's not showing me my comments. Okay, so I'm taking this and putting a little bit of glue there and putting it right on top of our closure. That's going to help that closure to stay on there. It's going to make our little book be pretty too. So there's our front closure. We're going to do the same thing on the back. We're going to take our ribbon, put it on here about the same length as the front. I don't know why it's not showing me no comments. And then we're going to take our little flower, this one, and I'm going to glue the middle to it, and I just punch these out with a paper punch. And glue that little center to the flower like that. Put glue on our paper, and down it goes. So now we did our closure. That's all you have to do to put a closure on. And this is what you just tie up. Once you get it all decorated and everything in there, you just tie your journal closed like so. A little bow if you want, or just tie a knot, however you want. That's how you tie your journal closed. And it'll stay closed. Now to decorate this, I got a piece of black lace, and we're going to put right down through here. Do I want to put it all the way over? I want to have a little bit of this showing, so I'm just going to go with them. I probably should have used some hot glue as well, but I ain't got it turned on. Let's see if this will hold this. I don't know if this will hold the lace, but we're going to try it. I'm going to try to see if that glue will hold the lace because it's paper glue. That's what we got for the front so far. And that's our tie. We did a little flower there for our closure. And you can put whatever else you want on here. You can put, I'm going to put a little number down at the bottom of my notebook. These are just some numbers that I've put on a paper. It's not any in particular number. I'm just going to put it down here on the bottom. Just decorate as much as you want on your page. And let's see. What else do we have? I have some washi tape here. Get that. Find where my end is. I think I'll put a little strip of washi tape over here, on here. Maybe. I'm just trying to decide on what I want on here and what I don't. You can put whatever you want. Y'all know I like grouping stuff together. I like doing groups of stuff, so that's what we got on that end. And I do have some little sticky rhinestones. I'll put one right there on the end there. And I got some little flowers off of this. I'm going to snip one of these off and put that on there as well. This right here on that end. Like so. Do I want that, or do I want my paper flower? As I said, I'm going to have to probably use some hot glue for this because I didn't turn my hot glue on, but let's see. You can decorate as much as you want. Let's get on the inside and do a first page. We're going to decorate this other page. So you can decorate as much as you want on the outside. That's still drying. So to this page, I'm going to add a pocket. Or do I want to do a pocket that way? I'm just going to cut this because we're going to add in this pocket. Now this has the little holes where I just cut off. That can be for another one because I want it to be long. Or I cut out the little things for flowers. So I want this pocket to go in here. So I'm just going to make a smaller pocket. Not as wide as the other. Let's see. I can snip it about right here. I think it'll be fine. And that can be used too. So I'm going to put this here as a slide-in pocket. Where's my little? And to do this, I've just got my little round punch, and I'm just going to do a half circle, and that gives you your little finger spots, you know, for your when you're putting stuff in. So now, to make our pocket, all we have to do is just glue that side to this side and across the bottom. You do not want to glue your top because that's where your stuff's going to go in. This is our pocket. get our pocket in, and I've got it close to the edge here. So now we can make a tag and slip in here. You see, let's make us a tag to put in here. Now, where's my lid? I'm gonna put my lid on this so it don't dry out while I'm making my little tag. There's a little paper flower. And I just got some cardboard here, and we're gonna make a tag that we can slip inside of here. There's my corners. And I'm gonna round the corners of this. I will make my tag, but I want to round my corners. Gotta get it in there where it's gonna round it good. So this is just the corner rounders, what I'm using right now. Just rounds the corners of our tag. I've gotta see how tall do I want this. I want it just a little bit shorter. And I'm just nipping off that to make our tag. And then, where's my hole punch? We'll punch a hole for our tag. Where's my hole punch? I had my hole punch somewhere. Let me go over here and get my hole punch, and I'll show you how to make that tag. 1 minute. Okay, this is a little grommet, so I'm going to put a little grommet in it. Just a small one. Which one do I want? I want to do this little one here. So, this is the way I punch my holes. I'll just do that. Then I'm going to stick my little grommet in there. Got our hole. Hold on. I want to get a different color for this. Good black one. It's going to match. Getting a black one, or dark one, dark color. That light color does not match. So there we go. Now we are going to push this in here. Well, maybe it'll go in there. These are a little bit different from my other little grommets, so I'm going to have to put a backing on that one. Okay, so we're going to have to put a little back on that one because it's different from the other ones. Well, it's so tiny I keep dropping it. I just got this little backing here. I'm slipping on there. Let's see if this will work. Oops, it's about slipped off again. This is supposed to work. Work that time? No. I don't know why these ain't working. Okay, we'll come back and try this another time. I've got different grommets. I'm going to have to get the other ones. These are miniature ones, and they ain't working with that hole punch. So let's put it in there. You can do it without the hole punch anyway. Without the grommets in there. This is your hole punch for your tag. Now we're going to cover this with some paper. And I'm just going to use, let's see. Actually, I'm going to use some of this paper. It's got just a light writing on it. So I took my, see, it's got a little bit of writing, but not a whole lot. And I'm going to put that here because we're going to put some other stuff on here. That's going to cover this little tag. And we're going to stick that in here. Cover it like so. And we're going to trim it up, then poke the hole back through. So you can see where the hole is. We're just going to poke it back through with a little, here's our hole. Okay, we poked our hole back through our tag. Now I'm just going to trim it up. You can make whatever kind of tag you want for these. I'm just using some scrap pages, papers, just to use them up. So I think that other page I'm going to put in the inside of the journal. So that's why I decided to use this one and not the other one. My tag's not all the way dry yet, so I've got to finish this when it's dry. Let's see, is that going to work? Finish this tag up a little bit. Okay. So this is what we got for a tag so far. It's right here. Now I'm just going to use a bulb pen. See? This little bulb pen, and we're going to the top of that, I've got a little button, little dog's hound, whatever you call it. It's the same as the paper that we have. We'll put this in here. Don't poke yourself, but I'm leaving the little hook right there, and then I'm going to take a little piece of this extra black ribbon that I have, and I'm just going to pin that in there as well. Get in here. Oh, there we go. And then we're going to pin this to our tag. That's what we're going to do. If I can, my eyeballs don't want to see. There we go. So we got that pinned to our little tag. That's going to be a cute little tag to slip inside. Look at you can even make this tag, if you wanted to, a pocket. Where's that other little piece of stuff that we had? And you can make it fun by using scissors like this, different ones. See the little edge? You can make that a little pocket as well if you want to put that in here, but let's around these corners. You can do so much with junk journals. You just keep going and going and going. So we're going to put a little pocket at the end so you can even stick stuff in this little tag. So I'm going to glue that. Just glue the 3 sides. This down here. And I rounded the corners so that it fits on here perfectly. Okay. There we go. Now you can stick other stuff in there, like this little rose. You can stick that down in there if you wanted to. A little pin. See, that's a little tag. You could stick it inside of here as some ephemera if you wanted to for the first page. See, that's cute on the inside, I think. You could even take and rest this up if you wanted to rest that up with some color. I kind of like just the creamy color of it. So, that's that page. And let's do another page. Did this one glue that together? I did. Sorry, I glued that one together. Okay, so that's our first page in our journal. We just did a little bit of decorations on the outside. We can do more later, but that's the first page. Now this page here, I'm going to use a little bit of this paper that's got the little love note on it. And we're going to put that in here. I'm going to round the corners of that as well. I like rounded corners. I don't know why, I just do. Round the two top corners. We ain't going to round the bottom, just the two top corners. We're going to put that there as a pocket going down that way. And to do that pocket, you just glue your edges and your bottom. Leave the top open so that you can put your stuff in it. So you got a pocket that way. See, got the pocket. You can put stuff in there now. Once it dries, you can put we're just going to stick this down in there just to have something in there for right now. And over here, I think I'm going to just put a strip of washi tape down through here on this page, like so. And because you can do as much in these journals as you want. I just put a strip of washi tape down there. We got our little pocket there. I just stuck this in here so you could see. For this page, we've got a tag that we made, and we just put it in there. You put a little button up there and a little bit of ribbon. You can even decorate this page if you want. Let's go to another page. And I think to this page, what am I going to put on there? We have this right here. I think I'll put down that way. What I'm going to do is get scissors. Put all kinds of different ribbons and stuff in here. See, does this peel? I'm not sure if this is my peel and stick or not. No. Okay, let's just put some glue on it. Like that. And I'm just going to put that right down here. Like so. What else am I going to put in this one? Let me find some more stuff. I got it over here. We're going to just do some stenciling, and you can use whatever you want. Ink, you can use whatever you want to do some stenciling with in here. I might put a little star or something up there. But I'm using distressed ink for this stencil. I'm just going to do that. Give it some little bit of this stenciling in here. Whoa. Stop moving. Stop moving. Just to get this page. Then we'll do a little bit down at the bottom. Like so. Okay. I want to do a little bit over here. Yeah, maybe just a tad bit there. Okay, so we did a little bit of stenciling on this page with our stencil. You can decorate whatever you want, as I said. And what else do I want? Have this little flower here that you could put in here. That's what I think I'll do for this one. I put a blue flower. I made a blue flower here. I guess it would help if I took off my lid. Instead of using that, I'm going to use a button. Put this right here. And I got some brown buttons here. Let's use this. This is a tiny button. I'm just going to put a tiny button in the middle. In the middle of our flower, right there. Hold it a minute to dry. But that's what we got on this page. A little flower, some stencil, and some little silver. We just put a little washi tape on that one. We made a pocket. We made a pocket there. Let's do something over here. Let's see. I want to cut this away. Okay. And I'm just using those edging scissors. And over here, we're just going to put a belly band right there. And I'm just going to, you can put it down, but I'm going to fold this one just a little bit on each edge so you can get more underneath it. So you can stick more stuff under there. That's what I'm doing. Let's see. I need it cut just a little bit more though. It's too long. Let's do this here, and now fold it. Let's see. Okay, we're going to do that there. Let's put this down. This is probably going to be the last page that I'm doing for tonight because I do have to go and get my son from work in just a little bit. So there's our belly band. I'll show you how that works. Now, you can just put your stuff in like that. Hold on, I'm going to put this little flower here, right in the middle of this. And we're going to stick on here in the middle of that. Okay, put that down in the middle of that glue there. Okay, so that's our belly band. You can put tags, you can put whatever kind of stuff. You just slip it underneath, and I did it, you can do it flat if you want it, but I did it, folded it just a little bit so you can put a whole lot underneath there. You can stick a lot of different ephemera pieces in here. Let's see. Like so. This one on the back. So, there we go. You can stick all kinds of ephemera pieces inside, like so, with the belly band. So, I showed you how you can just do your tie. We did our tie like that. Then we just decorated our front page. We did a card with, well, not a card, a tag. We've got a little button there. That's a little dangle thing. And then we've got just a little stenciling on that page. We did a belly band here. Okay. Now the next page. Let's see. I might just cover that a little bit. I want this striped paper. Let's see. What do I want? We're just gonna put in just a little spot there, little tuck spot, right in the middle of the page. I'm gonna put that in here. Then I think I'm going to hop off here and go get Tyler from work here in a bit. So on this, we're just gonna do. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. Then I'm gonna do another thing later or something else. Okay, so we got that little pocket there. We can stick something in. I'm gonna stick something in there. Here, right there. But if you want, you can use, let's see, use this, and I'm gonna glue this on here as a little pull tab. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue there and a little dot of glue here on each side. And I'm going to put it there and right here. Hold down and let it dry for just a second. Had some numbers that fell on the floor, but that's alright. So now you just got that on there. You can journal on the back of this, and we'll stick it there in here. This can be like a little pull tab. Pull it out with. So that's how you do pull tabs. You just put what you want. You can journal on the back of that. Stick it back in there. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight. And we'll probably do some more next week, or no, I think instead of doing more of this, because y'all get the drift of how you can decorate your journal. You can put whatever you want in there. You can even stamp stuff in there. Let's go ahead and stamp a butterfly on the front. Just do that, just so y'all can see it. On the front here. I'm going to do just a few butterflies here. I want these in here, so let's put these butterflies. There we go. See? Yeah, those butterflies stamped down there. And you can do that on the inside, the pages on the inside too if you want. You can do whatever you want to your journals. But I will show you probably next week how to make a journal out of envelopes. I'm going to show you how to make a journal out of envelopes, and we can decorate that. So that's probably going to be on the next one. But y'all get the drift of what all you can do to your journals, belly bands. I'm taking this out because that's not what I'm leaving in there. But I might leave this in here for a journal card. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on that page yet. That's why I didn't do nothing else. But we did a tag here. That little tag. This is probably going to go over on another page instead of in there. Because I haven't decided for sure what I'm doing. But we might, don't know what all I'm going to put in here. But you can decorate your pages until you get it full. So you can tell me in the comments, do you want to see more of me finishing the rest of these pages? Or do you want me to start showing you how to do a journal from envelopes? Which I will show you how to add an envelope in here real quick before I hop off of here. Because that's one thing I wanted to do with this one before I pop off. Put that over there because I may use that later. This envelope's a big envelope, but you can still do it as a pop out. I think this one's going to be too big. I need a smaller one. But you can glue this to your page. You'll have a tuck spot in here. Then you just, that's a flip out. When you open it, open up your journal, it'll flip out like this, because you'll have it glued to here. I want to do a smaller, get me a smaller envelope to do this. But, because this one's bigger than, almost bigger than my page. So I will show you how to do that. That's what I'll do next week on Wednesday, is show you how to put a few journals, a few envelopes in your journal and a few other things. Then we'll do the other. Okay. All right, that's it for tonight. I'll see you all later. Have a blessed night. Bye-bye.